All right. Welcome back, everybody. It is a Monday, October 14th. This is From the Pocket. I am your host, Jake. The other guy over there is your other host, Christian. I'm coming at you live from Houston. He in DFW. What's going on, Christian? How you doing?
Not too bad. Had a very eventful weekend.
Okay.
Just celebrated my friend Shelby's birthday. Shout out to Shelby. Um,
Shelby.
Turning 30. Or
Oh,
we're all
nice.
turning 30. Yeah.
I'm
And
not.
then, um, Saturday, dude, I was gone all day. Like I left my house around or my apartment around like 10:30. Bro, I didn't get back until 10:30 p.m. It was because I went to go meet some of my high school buddies, and we went to the fair to go watch the Texas OU game,
Oh,
um,
nice.
which wasn't a really good
It
game.
was a
That was
terrible game. It was great because Texas blown out.
I didn't know Oklahoma was starting a true freshman until the game started. And then they're talking about it and they're like, oh, yeah, their first, second, third, and fourth receivers are out. And it wasn't much of a game anyway. And so yeah, Saturday was just a long ass day. I had to drive an hour because I didn't realize they lived in Garland.
Ew.
So
Not you to Garland, just you to the distance. No offense,
yeah,
Garland.
it was just yeah. So Sunday was just I'm staying home. I didn't do anything. I barely moved. I was playing Elden Ring and I had Red Zone on my laptop. Like that was my day.
That's a great day. Yeah, no, that's
That
solid.
was my day on Sunday.
That's solid.
How was your weekend?
It was not eventful at all. I mean, we're planning this whole wedding thing, so we did that.
Yeah,
But
I'm excited for that.
yeah, I'm ready for it to be over.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we kind of did that. We laid around. I watched football a lot on Sunday.
Yeah.
Saturday started a new show with my wife. That was fun.
Oh, well,
Um,
what show?
it's yeah. Are you familiar with Interview with a Vampire?
I think I've heard of that.
So it's a movie from like the '90s or like the late
He's
'80s
like
or
Brad
something.
Pitt or
It's got
something.
Brad Pitt, Tom
Okay.
Cruise, Kristen Dunst as
Tom
a
Cruise.
girl, as like a little
Okay.
girl. And they
Okay.
made that premise into a show,
Mm.
and it's a really good show.
Okay.
It's
I think
really good.
I've heard good things about it.
It's really good. Like I
All right.
recommend it.
What's it on?
Yeah, it's on
Ooh.
Netflix right
Okay.
now.
Ah,
Season one is.
I don't have
Yeah, we
Netflix.
had to steal my mom's Netflix.
What?
Yeah. We had to change the household. I mean, she did it was with her permit. I didn't like just rob her of Netflix. She's not watching Netflix right now, so I was like,
Hey,
"Hey, can we use
Netflix.
Netflix?"
Look, hey, Netflix. They got rid of that
Yeah,
password
we had
sharing.
to update the household. So the household on her account is currently at our place. So that's fine.
Oh, okay. Nice,
Um,
nice, nice.
no, but the rest of it, it's an AMC show.
Oh,
So
AMC. Okay.
AMC Plus has it. You can get it on Prime. If you have cable, you can watch a lot of it on demand if you have AMC.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it's a really good show though. I recommend it. But yeah, that was pretty much what I did. Watched a lot of football. You were among the lucky of us, Christian, who did not have to watch your team get blown out on Sunday. They
Yeah,
spared you. You took the week off.
right. I didn't have to watch Dolphins football this week, so yeah, I had a pretty good weekend. And on Sunday, man, dude, I'm holding out. I'm hopefully the Bills hold on, but I am perfect so far. I hit my bet as
You
well.
did, yeah,
Falcons -6, but I am what four? Is it 13 for 14 right
yeah,
now?
13-0, and looking for the 14th.
I'm a little worried. I think the Jets might figure out they can play football. So I'm a little worried about it. But yeah, you want to
I
talk about that week 6?
Yeah, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news because they're the Jets plus 2.5 are my last bet for the weekend. So
And
I need them
you
to
aren't
hit.
doing too good, right?
No, I'm 2-1 right now,
Oh, okay,
and,
two
and
and one.
and I have a push from the Ravens game.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we're gonna have
That was
six
a good
bets
game.
this week. We're gonna have six bets, but yeah, for sure.
Bets.
We'll recap the bets, and I'll give some kind of look ahead lines later. But first, we got to talk about week 6. So,
Week 6. We'll
uh,
start on that Thursday night.
yeah, I don't have too much to say about this one.
No, I mean it was 16-0 before the Seahawks got a field goal, so it
Okay.
was never really in doubt there. Gino just didn't look great. He's not really statistically he's not having a really great season, but they're finding a way to win these games.
Not anymore. They've lost three. They started 3-0, now 3-3.
They
They've lost three straight.
true. And now I think this puts with that win, the 49ers are on top of the NFC.
At
Yeah.
3-3.
So San Fran's back in the driver's seat. Christian McCaffrey, we will see him sometime this year.
Will we? I'm honestly starting to wonder.
I don't know. Yeah, that is fair. But yeah, Seattle's kind of spiraling. Arizona, one week they're good. The next week they're getting blown out by the Packers. And then the Rams just had a bye. They're trying to get healthy. So maybe they can make a late push for it later in the season. But right now it's San Fran. San Fran is on top right now.
Yeah, I mean, and they're 1-4. Like, I know everybody's like, well, the Bengals can overcome this 1-4 start, and maybe they can. But I feel like if there's a team that's 1-4 that you look at and go, probably okay, it's probably the Rams. I mean, just because of how up and down their division is. I mean, again, the top two teams, the 49ers are 3-3, and they have a win over the 49ers. They have the Raiders next week, which you feel like the Rams should be able to take care of business. You get that win, you're 2-4. You just kind of start climbing out. They were 2-6 last year and made the playoffs. Like
that's a good point. Good point.
So I'm not worried about them. But as for the Seahawks, they had a chance at the end of this game. They had a chance to go down and I think it was get a game tying touchdown or something. And Geno Smith threw an interception, a pick six, and it just sealed the deal. And then they were just playing from two possessions behind. Made it interesting, scored one more, had to stop the 49ers. And the 49ers just ran for a long time. They got a touchdown at the end, and that was your final score. So happy for the Niners that they're starting to maybe put it together. This is I've long said on this podcast, the Niners are like a snowman. It's like you try to build a snowman in September, your snowman's going to be trash. But, man, you get into December, that snowman's going to be ice, and it's going to be hard to kick over, and it's going to be rocks. That's the Niners. Their time is coming. Like, they're 3-3, probably got a couple more weeks of kind of being topsy-turvy. They're going to keep getting healthy, and then you're going to look up and go, oh, the Niners have won, like, 6 straight games. Like, that's going to be what happens. So, good for the Niners. Seahawks, they're still kind of figuring themselves out. New coach, Geno. I am not a believer in Geno. I'm just not.
I like him, but
I like the story more than I like the player.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Coming from where he did with the Jets and kind of bouncing around the league as a backup, and then he gets his opportunity, and his third straight year starting with the Seahawks. Like, I love the story, but you have a cap with Geno. Like, you're only going to go so far. So, anyway. Let's talk about our Sunday games. Talk about this game across the pond. They said the stadium name like 18 times. It's like Tottenham or something.
Tottenham, Tottenham, whatever, London.
The Bears played the Jaguars, the future London team. The Jaguars.
Jags had a lead for about 8 minutes? 8 minutes.
Yeah, something like it was bad.
They had a field goal, and then Caleb Williams has like three scoring drives back to back. Well, not back to back, but they put up 21 unanswered before the Jags got a touchdown for themselves. Never really a game. Caleb Williams starting to look like he should have been the number 1 overall pick, which he's living up to it. That's what I'm trying to say. Bears 4-2. They get some. When do they play next? Do they play this Sunday?
They're on a bye.
They're on a bye.
Go play the Commanders.
Hey man, you're 4-2 at a bye with your rookie quarterback, and it looks like your defense is playing well, and your rookie quarterback is starting to get the hang of it. So they're sitting pretty right now.
I agree. I some of the flash play. I mean, it's not just this can easily be one of those games where you like. You watch the game and the quarterback wasn't that impressive, and then you see the box score and you're like, oh, okay, I guess statistically he was good. No, dude, watching him, I mean, he is really good. Like, and he's just getting better and better as the week goes on. He's settling down into the system. He had
They're running the ball pretty
he,
well.
yeah, and he's also got wheels on him. But like
Yeah.
he's going through his progressions. I loved that one play where it was like I think it was like a play action, and then he did a fake like screen, and then he's I mean it's like from one side to the next, and then he turns and he just throws it to a Cole Kmet who snuck wide open on like a seam route, and he goes and scores a touchdown, and his footwork was perfect through it. Like it was a beautiful play. And I mean he's just doing more and more of that. And I know this Jaguars team is bad. Like this is a bad team. This is easily, in my opinion, one of the 3 worst teams in the league.
It's getting there, man. It really. I'd maybe take them over the Titans because I think Trevor is.
I don't. I mean, Trevor's better than Will Levis, but
yeah,
I think the Titans are a better team outside of quarterback.
I would say the Titans' defense really carries them over the Jags because I think this was their first intercept. Like the one interception Caleb threw was their first interception of the year.
That's embarrassing,
right?
That's embarrassing. Yeah. I mean, vibes are all out for the Bears, for the Jags. I mean, you got the Patriots this upcoming week also in London.
They get to stay in London. If they lose to the Patriots, I don't see how.
Doug Peterson's fired.
I don't see how he comes back to the States still a head coach of the Jaguars if they lose to the Patriots.
With Drake May, rookie quarterback. I mean,
Drake May,
back-to-back losses in London against rookie quarterbacks would be their situation at that point.
Yeah, you really can't come back from that. So do you think the Jags could fix it this year with some trades or something, or we're just looking forward to next year, maybe Travis Hunter in the Travis Hunter sweepstakes?
I don't think they can fix it. I think the AFC is just too loaded to start 1-5. Like, we talk about the Bengals being able to do it. They're 2-4. I mean, the Bengals, they have a history of doing this. We love their roster. We know their quarterback's elite. And we're sitting here like, can the Bengals do it? That seems like a challenge. That seems really tough. Yeah. For the Jaguars to be 1-5, I mean, maybe the Texans implode. But I mean, we're in week 6. We're in week 6, and you are 4.5 games behind them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bad. Like, that's quick. So, maybe the Texans go on a skid and lose 3 of their next 4, and we look up and they're 6-4 or something. And the Jags, they have a chance to right the ship against the Patriots. I mean, but then, they host the Packers. They go on the road against the Eagles. They play the Vikings and the Lions after. And then it's okay after you play the Vikings and the Lions in back-to-back weeks. You get to play the Texans again. Like, I mean, is there not a reality where let's just say they beat the Patriots. They're 2-5. You lose to the Packers. You probably lose to the Eagles. So that's 6, 7. Vikings and Lions 8, 9, and then the Texans 10. Dude, there's a solid chance you're 3-19 in by December 1st.
Yeah, you're way out of it then.
It's over. So I just maybe if their schedule was softer, I would give them a chance. But like the team you look like you might be able to beat out of this stretch is maybe the Eagles or maybe the Vikings. If you hope the Vikings are kind of backtracking at that point, but like you're probably not beating either of them. Like you're just not good enough. So yeah, no, Jacksonville, I think Doug Peterson's gone. I think this coaching staff is bad. This defensive coordinator they have is not good. I don't think they got the guys in the secondary. I think it's more likely they're offloading pieces than it is they're gating pieces. Rumor has it the Lions might go get Trayvon Walker, which would be hilarious because that would mean the Lions would have ended up with both the first and second pick in that draft. With him and Aiden Hutchinson.
That's crazy. Oh, talk about Aiden Hutchinson, man.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but that was
gruesome. That was gruesome. All right.
Let's talk about Ravens Commanders.
Oh, that was a good game.
Game.
I really wish I would have watched this one from front to back. Like I said, I was playing Elden Ring and I just had Red Zone on, but let's talk about the Commanders first. man, or is this the best team in the NFC East?
Oh yeah.
I know you've been saying it.
Close.
I've been kind of been like, but I think this might be the best team in the NFC East.
I don't think it's close. I think this is an 11. If they stay healthy, and Jaden Daniels is a little reckless, we'll see. They just put Jonathan, what's his name? Their defensive lineman.
Jonathan Allen.
Jonathan Allen. They just put him on. He's out for season with a pectoral injury, so that's a tough loss for them. And this defense is already a little thin. It's not a great defense as it is, but I mean, I don't even. It's amazing what momentum can do for a team, because I look at the Commanders, and I don't think they have a better team than the Eagles. I don't think they have a better team than the Cowboys. I feel like roster talent-wise, they're kind of on par with both those teams.
Yeah.
And, Dan Quinn's a good coach, but, Nick Sirianni's a joke. I'm not even going to include him. But, how much better is Dan Quinn as a head coach than Mike McCarthy? I don't think he's, maybe he's a little better, but, I don't think he's, light years better.
They've both been in the Super Bowl. Mike McCarthy did win one. So.
Yeah. So, it's just, but yet, you put all that on paper and you look at it, why are the Commanders this much better? They are so much better.
Jaden, it's amazing what a quarterback will do and a good coaching staff
it's crazy.
Can do for you. That's how quickly you can turn around your franchise if you get that guy and you surround him with good coaching, good skill positions, and their defense needs to catch up, but it's great. They've had Terry McLaurin for years, and he's been putting up 1,000 yards with
sneaky good.
With Tyler Heineke. Who else?
I think Kirk Cousins was there early on.
Kirk Cousins, Jared Allen? They had some kind of Allen dude.
Oh, Josh Allen. No, not Josh Allen.
They had some.
What's his name? Yeah, I remember.
They had Sam.
Kyle Allen.
Kyle Allen.
What's the dude?
Sam Howell last year. So, it's just crazy, man. How they can it's just turned around, like that. Obviously, Jane Daniels has to get better. Just build up on it week after week.
He's
been great.
If this was his
except
second
for the week
year,
one,
this would be a great year for him. And the fact that he's doing it as a rookie is great. I do agree with you that defense needs to get built up, but the good news is Dan Quinn, we know what he does with defenses.
Yeah.
He's going to build up that defense. He can coach a good defense even if it doesn't have as many personnel as he wants. Mm-hmm. I think the other positive, one thing I've heard is Cliff Kingsbury. You and I both have our strong thoughts about him as a head coach, but from what I've heard from people I respect, he is a great offensive coordinator. And that's it feels like that's probably where he belongs, is probably in that coordinating role. He's a great teacher. He's great at, he's apparently a really, really smart person.
I bet. I never question, I don't question these guys' football knowledge.
But he's really good.
Coach.
Yeah, but he's also really good at building a team or building a game plan around your skills. And again, he's more of a teacher. He's not going to yell at you. He's going to, do this. He's a great teacher. But I think the best thing that they have going for them is they're not going to lose Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury, there's a chance Cliff Kingsbury won't be a coach again, a head coach. And if he is, it's not good for a while. He's not going to get a head coaching job after this year. I don't think he will, at least. So, you have Cliff Kingsbury here for at least the next several years, which is going to be great for Jaden Daniels' development. Yeah. So, the Commanders, to me, are the best team in the NFC East. I think, barring health, they're going to win this division. They deserve to win this division. I want them to win this division. Anytime you get an exciting young quarterback and team, that's always just good for the league. Especially the Commanders have not been good. Since they were the team that shall not be named. It's been a rough go for them. People talk about the Cowboys drought. The Commanders drought is longer than the Cowboys drought. So, anytime you get a chance to flip one of these bad teams and make them good teams, you want to root for that. So, happy for the Commanders, happy for their fans. They've suffered through a lot with their previous ownership and the name changes and everything that's come out about that organization. To see them have hope is great. And to talk about really quick, last thing I'll say, to talk about the other team, the Ravens,
that won the game. Yeah,
it's tough to go into Baltimore and hang with that team, and
they did it.
They did. I mean, I will say this: it was tight the first half. It felt like the second half, the Commanders kind of lost some gas.
Yeah,
like just couldn't keep up with the Ravens.
Dude, Derrick Henry's a handful, bro.
Lamar's obviously Lamar. Like, we know all about Lamar. So, kudos to them. Like, they're a young team. That's a tough environment to go play. The Bills, we saw what happened to the Bills just 2 weeks ago.
He got demolished.
They got embarrassed. So, for them to go in there and keep up with the Ravens and just kind of lose it towards the end, hey, kudos. That's props.
Yeah, we take those, yeah.
I heard John Middlecoff say, I guess we're just going to keep talking about the Commanders. I heard John Middlecoff say, I know the Commanders lost, but it's hard to not feel like the Commanders are actually better than I thought they were after this game.
They're extremely better.
Yeah, so. And as for the Ravens, 4 straight wins. They're really coming into play, taking care of business.
Doing what they need to, yeah.
Their pass defense is a problem, though.
Yes. That's what I was about to say. I was like, their defense needs to pick it up. But when you can hand the ball off to, if you give the ball to Derrick Henry 24 times and he goes for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns, doesn't seem too bad of a day. Nope. Zay Flowers had a good game, 9 catches, 132 yards. So, so shout out the Ravens. They're 4-2, sitting on top of the NFC North right now. Moving on, how about we talk about the Jets just got a field goal.
Oh, I'm not even watching that game. I got to put it on. Sorry. Thank you.
No, you're good. Let's talk about this Cardinals-Packers game for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say about this game. The Packers Packers rolled. The Cardinals disappointed us, as they tend to do.
Was never in doubt. Jordan Love had a good game, 4 touchdowns, 22 for 32. 258 yards, had an interception, but really didn't matter. They were all just balling. Arizona did have 3 turnovers. It was just never their day. So it was 24-0 until they scored with like 2 minutes left in the second quarter, right before they go to half, and they get a field goal. But yeah, like I said, it was never in doubt.
Yeah. No. Yeah, this is the Kyler Murray letdown spot.
And he just got that sponsorship with Call of Duty too.
As for
I feel bad.
Yeah, it's a tough week to lose. But as for the Packers, the Packers are doing, Jordan Love is.
Yeah.
He's looking better. He's 3 weeks now off his injury. He's looking like he's really settling into this season. And
I'm a little sad. I wasn't my Packers, man. They were my team last year, but
well, dude, you called it.
I was down on them, but no, they're still good.
No, yeah,
they're still a really good team.
The problem is they are in what seems to be
the best division
in the league by a mile. The Packers. I heard a stat. I want to go verify this stat.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just let me just. Don't you worry. So as far as point differential goes, have you heard this stat?
No.
Okay, point differential, really quick. It's the amount of points you score versus the amount of points you give up.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't realize you were asking me. Yeah, I know what point differential.
No, I know. I'm just clarifying. I was asking if you'd heard about this, this specific stat I'm about to say. Okay. So. When you look at the top teams in point differential this year, number 1 is the Vikings.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the Lions.
Oh, no.
Number 3 is the Bears.
And
number 4 is the Packers.
Oh, my God. Has that ever happened?
I don't know, dude. I mean, we got a long way to go. I don't imagine it'll stay that way. But
yeah, that's
dude, that is insane.
They're the top 4 teams in point differential.
1, 2, 3, and 4 are all the NFC North.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the Packers are 4-2, and the Bears are 4-2. One of these teams is in last place in this division.
And they all got winning records. That's insane.
I mean, and you think about this. You think so one of these teams is going to win the division, obviously. The Vikings, Lions, Bears, Packers. So
somebody's going to get left out unless we have 3 teams.
Well, if you have 3 teams, that means the Bucks or the Falcons get left out. Or the Rams or the Seahawks get left out. Like, that means all the other divisions only get to send 1.
Yeah.
So, dude, the NFC's tough this year. The NFC's tough.
It is, yeah. It has been.
And that NFC North is no joke. I mean, that is a messed up.
It's the best division in the league right now.
So, anyway, I heard that stat. I was like, I have to verify that. And, yeah. So, anyway, good for the Packers. Cardinals, it's okay. Yeah, y'all try. I still have faith in y'all, but I don't. I am losing faith. Y'all are 2-4 now. I had y'all at 9-8 with sneaking into the playoffs. I'm taking y'all off my board.
It's just
I'm chalking it up. I got that one wrong.
It's just too up and down for me. It's not.
It's too inconsistent with too many other good teams.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we'll talk about the Cowboys in a little bit, but the Cowboys, they're inconsistent at times, and that inconsistency can get them into the playoffs because of how many bad teams are in the NFC usually. Not now. You got to be a good ass team to get into the playoffs in the NFC.
Yeah.
So anyway, I want to talk about our next game, Patriots and Texans. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got before we started. I just wanted to watch the highlights of this one. Saw some good plays from Drake May. Obviously, it was the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like you saw it all. We saw it's not a good deal when your rookie quarterback's your leading rusher with 5 carries and 38 yards.
I mean, they were down so fast. It was a 14-0 game like that.
Yeah, it was 14-0. They did kind of. I mean, it didn't feel like a game, but they did make it 7-14 at the end of the half.
Great drive.
Yeah, great drive. Yes, he made some plays here and there, but I mean, that offensive line for the Patriots is ridiculous.
It's
horrible. He had sacked 4 times. I need to see the other stats, but he got sacked 4 times. But there was always pressure in his face. So he was dealing with a lot. They did lose 2 fumbles as well. Drake May had one of them. So, but I thought he looked okay from what the circumstances were. I mean, the Texans are a team that we have expectations for, and for the most part, I think they exceeded those expectations.
They exceeded my expectations. I mean, this is a team that
they do struggle on the road.
Has struggled on the road in this era that they're in right now. And, I mean, they were going on the road playing a team, albeit,
without
Nico Collins.
Nico Collins,
now, Joe Mixon came back, Damian Pierce came back, and they tore it up. I mean, this offense just looks totally different when both of them are playing. And they really ran away with this game. It was mostly the turnovers. Some of those were, dumb rookie mistakes. Drake May had an overthrown pass.
One got tipped into the air.
That was the most
pass.
Unlucky interception.
I was like, what the hell is that? What happened?
If that happened to me in Madden, my TV screen's broken. It's broken. Like, I'm breaking everything. Like,
yeah, that was.
I was like, how unlucky can you be? No, but like, I mean, I saw a lot out of Drake May I liked. I mean, it was up and down. It looked like a first rookie start, but like, if you're a Patriots fan, this is the most hope you've had since Mac Jones' rookie year.
What was it? I think I saw the thing because he threw. He threw 3 touchdowns. He threw 3 touchdowns. Jake, do you want to know how many touchdowns Jacoby Brissett has had?
I heard this stat. He has 5, right?
No, he had 2. Or I thought he had 2 passing touchdowns.
Oh my gosh!
And Drake May
it's even worse than I
3.
thought. I thought it was like 5 through 5 weeks, and Drake May had 3 in 1.
Let me confirm this. Hold on. Let me look for this. Patriots stats. Maybe I read it wrong. Let me see. Yeah, Jacoby Brissett has 2 passing touchdowns. Does he have a rushing one? No. Oh wait. No, he doesn't have a rushing touchdown either. It's all Ramondre Stevenson. So yeah, Jacoby Brissett has thrown 2 passing touchdowns, and Drake May has thrown 3 in one game.
Yeah, I think, I understand. Like, it's that age old question of like, do you start the rookie or do you sit him? Well, their roster's not good enough, and
This was a crazy decision to start him versus the Texans.
Well,
like,
I think that came from Robert Kraft. I think Robert Kraft's like, okay, I'm watching Caleb Williams tear it up. I'm watching Jaden Daniels tear it up, and Bo Nix is winning games.
You don't have the roster,
like
guy.
why is Jacoby Brissett getting these starts, and we're rolling at this anemic offense every single week? I mean,
like this week against the Jaguars, I think this would have been a perfect week to get his first start. But
yes, that would have been.
But I kind of see it now because you're going across overseas.
Well, now he's going to go play the Jaguars and go. This is easy.
I hope so.
This is easy. Yeah, we'll see. But no, I mean, I'm happy for the Patriots fans. As happy as I can be. I don't feel bad for y'all. Y'all got
terrorized the league for a while.
Y'all got to be sitting glory for 20 years. Like y'all can. I don't feel sympathy, but I'm happy. I'm happy when a fan base gets to have hope. I'm not gonna take that away from them. So. All right. As for the Texans, yeah, I mean, took care of business. Nothing else to really say about that. They earned it. They blew them out. So, all right, let's move
about our second rookie quarterback getting his first start.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the game I was going to. The Bucks and the Saints. Spencer Rattler gets the start for the Saints. Very weird game.
It was
a very weird game.
Bucks jumped out 17-0, and then
20 minutes later it was 24-20. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, so I think as well with this, some good plays, some bad. Yeah, I mean, they got the lead right before halftime, and they went into halftime up 27-24, but after that it was just punt or a fumble or interception, and the Bucks just took care of business. Very high turnover game by both teams. 3 turnovers for the Saints, and Baker had 3 interceptions. But a shout out to the Bucks held tight, got the scores when they needed it, and they got out of the win. Put up 51 points. Yeah, a little overkill there, but I get it. But yeah, they get the win. They're 4-2, sitting pretty on top of the NFC South. Saints 2-4. Maybe some optimism with Spencer Rattler there, but yeah, had some mistakes here and there. But
Chris Olave had a concussion in this game too.
Chris Olave got a concussion, so it's not looking great.
Yeah, and it's tough because for the Saints, you got to turn around now and go play on Thursday, playing your old coach and Sean Payton.
Damn, they're playing Thursday.
Yeah, so that's tough.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And the Bucks, dude, they just keep impressing me. I mean, I just keep waiting. I keep
telling you, man.
I just keep waiting for the bottom to fall out.
Look, to be fair, I was down. I was not high on them, but
I was down on them going into the season. But no, dude, they look great. Like Baker is balling. He looks like He looks like Baker.
This is what the Browns.
I mean, yeah, this is what the Browns gave up. But Baker felt really close to being on that, like, you're a bridge quarterback now. Yeah. You're a bridge quarterback. And he is, I mean, he looks like he could be a franchise quarterback for them. Like, he could be there for another 5 years, and you would be happy as a Bucs fan.
Still be competitive, yeah, competitive every year.
So, good for the Bucs. Won a playoff game last year, see if they can do it. Let's talk about, how about this? I don't really have too much to say about this one. This was a terrible game. This Eagles-Browns game.
Yeah.
It was a bad game.
Yeah.
The Eagles, if we're being totally honest, they were dominating not dominating. They were up in a lot of this game. It was a 20-9 game. The reason that I think a big reason why they were able to keep it so close to the Browns is they had a blocked field goal that went for a touchdown. That accounted for, I think, their lone touchdown of the game.
Which the NFL needs to look at that because I saw a replay of it. You're not supposed to be able to jump over the snapper.
I think you can. You just can't. You can't touch him.
Okay. Well, because I was hearing. Now, to be fair, I wasn't. My intention wasn't fully on it, but I thought there was some controversy with that. You're not supposed to be able to do that or something. I don't know, but I think that there was some controversy there with that. And I think it happened last week. Can't remember what game it was. I want to say it was the Seattle Giants game that it happened. So from what I was hearing, I thought you're not supposed to be able to do that, but I could be wrong.
So I have a clip for you.
Bet.
You should, this is what Cam Chancellor did back in 2014 in the playoffs.
I think I know. I think I've seen it.
Playing the Panthers. You have to. It's in the middle of it, but he literally just jumps over. They're about to kick it. He just runs up. He kind of trots up to the line, and as they hike it, he just jumps over the offensive lineman and blocks that shit. It was so good. So, yeah, I've heard some people say maybe they should ban that or look at it a little closer, but I don't hate it. I mean, dude, you're able to jump over an offensive lineman and go block a kick. Do it.
That's athletic.
So,
I think the biggest news out of this was Nick Sirianni was yelling at fans or whatever, and
that's a joke, man.
And Kevin Stefanski after the game or whenever today announced that Deshaun Watson is still their quarterback.
He gives them the best chance to win.
This has to be the Bears. This probably is conspiracy theory. I think the Browns are tanking. This is what's happening. You cannot convince me otherwise because I don't know what you are watching. To be fair, the Browns' offensive line is terrible. It is not
bad.
good.
They have too many injuries and their injuries have just been bad all year long.
I get that, but dude, you at least, I'm not even saying permanently, but at least I need to see somebody else out there. Because it's just not moving, bro. It's just bad. I mean, yeah, they had 7 penalties as well, but man, dude.
This was his best game. It was not a good game. It was not a good game. But this was his best one. I was watching it, I was he'd run it for 4 yards, and I go, okay, nice. It's bad. It's really bad. I don't disagree with your conspiracy because, the ongoing, theory, right, is oh, well, man, the owners are telling him that he has to start Deshaun Watson, and I'm just I guess, there's no way the owners are watching this from their press box every Sunday going, we got to play this guy.
This guy.
If they want to, I don't know if they've just, maybe the front office has just realized we obviously messed up with this contract. Let's just try to go get a first rounder and see what we can do about it. I heard Nick Wright. He had a thing, and he said this, and on its face, it should sound insane, but the circumstances are it makes you go, well, maybe. He's what they need to do is they need to find somebody. They need to find a team that has a lot of salary cap. That's not good. And they need to try to trade his contract, and in return, the Browns, give that team their first-round pick. So you're basically giving a team a first-round pick to take the contract off your hands. And again, that sounds insane, but you're that's how bad it is in Cleveland. Is that's and the only reason I don't like it is because I don't think it's enough.
Actually, give me your second and your third.
Give me 2 first rounders for that. Give me 2 first rounders for that. That's the only reason I don't like it. It's 'cause I don't think it's enough. Dude, it's bad. It's bad.
I don't know what team, even if the bad teams wouldn't want
either. I don't either.
I wouldn't want him either.
He's unplayable. You're not gonna play him.
garbage ass contract.
I mean, I would
Right.
literally just tell Deshaun, you trade for him and get your 2 first-round picks and go, Deshaun, you know,
We will pay you
do
to
not
show
come
up.
into the locker.
No, we will pay you.
Go sit at home and we will cut you checks. We will just cut you checks. Just sit at home. You will not be allowed in this facility.
We will take care of the fines. You were okay.
You will not be allowed to show up to this. We will take care of fines. We will deal with the ramifications that the NFL gives. Do not come. So I don't know. I thought that, but anyway, the Eagles. I gotta say it. I said it last week. I was like, the Eagles did not come out and blow this team out.
What did they do?
They didn't blow this team out. This is.
It was kind of a back and forth throughout the game.
This is there's only 2 teams this year that haven't blown the Browns out. The Jaguars and the Eagles. The Cowboys
that
blew them
haven't.
out.
Oh, they said that have.
No, the Cowboys blew them out. The Giants didn't blow them out, but I mean they were up by 2 possessions. They thoroughly dominated that game for a lot of it. Which your standard should not be the Giants. Like you shouldn't go, well, the Giants did it too. Like you should not be the Giants. The Commanders blew them out. The Raiders blew them out.
Yeah.
You're in the same class as the Jaguars now. Apparently, you beat them. Good for you. You beat them, but like off a bye at home, fully healthy.
Right, you had
struggled to put this
AJ
game
Brown
away.
And Devontae Adams back.
I mean,
yeah,
if they were not playing, they both had good games. If they were not playing, if they had to miss another week because of injury,
They probably would have lost.
I think the Eagles lose this game.
Yeah.
So, and I love reading Eagles fans like in the comments. They're like, man, they criticize us when we win. A win's a win, and it's like, no. That's not. You don't get to be. You're in this class. You're in this class, homie. It's not about just winning games. It's about how you win. You don't get to skate by for a year and a half on just winning. Because y'all are since y'all started 10-1 last year, they're 5-7. 5-7 since they started 10-1 last year. And every one of their games has been either them getting blown out or it's been a 1-possession win. Like, nah, y'all don't get to ride on the a win's a win, right? Nah, a win's a win for like once or twice. When the Chiefs. The Chiefs get away with it because we know they're going to probably be in the Super Bowl. Everybody else, you got to win these games convincingly. You can't just skate by, and they just keep skating by. It's a walking 8-19. It is what it is. It's fine.
Walking 8-9.
It's fine. Anything else on that one?
Nah. Anything on the Chargers Broncos?
I feel silly that I let all those professional bettors that I trust talk me out of picking the Chargers.
I told you, man.
I should have just trusted my gut because I was like, the Chargers are going to win this game a lot, right? And they were, 23-16. They were up 20-0 at one point. Like, it was over.
It was 23-0.
Yeah,
it was 23-0 until Broncos decided to turn it on.
It's one of those classic games. There was a few of them this week where the home team was the underdog, and you had all these professional bettors that tricked themselves into being like, well, the value's on the home team because they're underdogs, and it's like, I don't know, man. I think a lot of these away teams are just a lot better than the home teams this week, and that's exactly what we saw. All the away teams basically won this week. Yeah, I mean, not all of them, but you know what I mean. The Chargers were the better team, and everybody's like, division rival at home? Give me the Broncos. And it's like, but the Chargers are better. And they were. They were off a bye. Jim Harbaugh off a bye. They were healthier. At some point, Bo Nix you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Steelers blew. I picked the Steelers, but I didn't expect this. Steelers blew out the Raiders 32-13. That was crazy. Aiden O'Connell getting the start. He didn't have a good game. 27 for 40, 227 yards, had a touchdown and an interception. Fields played okay, 14 for 24, 145 yards, but I think he had some like rushing stuff. Oh, they got a great contribution from Najee here.
Najee looked like a real player for a day.
I mean, and Justin Fields, he didn't throw a passing touchdown or an interception, but he did have some. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. So, they ran the ball very well and played good defense. And the Raiders just couldn't do much. Couldn't pass the ball, and they sure couldn't run. I forget we can cuss, but like I try.
I mean, yeah, that's okay. It's not I don't market it for kids here. I say I have to explicitly click not for kids.
Yeah.
That'd be wild if we started showing up in like YouTube Kids, like on those feeds. It's like Baby Shark from the Pocket. That'd be funny. Yeah. I mean, I don't have too much to add. Like, I was a little surprised that the margin of victory. The Raiders just feel like they're kind of in free fall.
Yeah.
They got a game against the Rams this week. Rams still beat up. Maybe there's an opportunity to turn it around there, but like I don't know, dude. The Steelers, they were coming off a tough loss, going on the road. Now it's like, okay, now we're just gonna whoop ass on you, and they did, but I don't know. Good for the Steelers. Raiders, good luck. Apparently, Devontae Adams might end up staying there. Actually,
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Colts Titans.
I think we passed. I think we passed over this. I mean, it was back and forth. Will Levis. It took him a minute, but he had a Will Levis moment at the end through a interception there when, with like 4 minutes left, when they had just gotten the ball back. They're down 3 points. You need a field goal to tie it, touchdown to be in the lead, and they couldn't get it done. Joe Flacco they made the plays when they needed to, and unfortunately, and Will Levis, this stat line, you want to hear this stat line? 16 for 27, 95 yards, a touchdown and an interception.
Man, that's like 3 yards a throw.
Yeah, I'm officially not on the Will Levis train anymore. This guy sucks. I'm sorry, Titans fans.
Sucks.
He does, bro. He's just not good. He's not good.
He's got a Mayo sponsorship.
He's gonna need it, because you're gonna be advertising for him next year, buddy. You ain't gonna be starting. So yeah, Tony Pollard. I bet y'all would like Tony Pollard for Dallas now, but yeah, they're just not good, man. It was really nothing of a game, really.
I mean, I feel bad because I feel like they're not bad. It's like if Will Levis does not just melt down in the middle of these games, like they're probably, I mean, they're probably 3-3 at this point, like kind of in the thick of it, like
fighting for
probably could have beaten the Colts, and Will Levis this dude. I know we talk bad about Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Watson has been probably the worst quarterback in the league, but just on a turnover timing basis, I don't know if there's a single quarterback in the league that has cost his team more games this year than Will Levis. I mean, he just, every week, it's like they've just got to be watching him like, when's it going to come? When's it going to, and then it comes and they're just like.
Because it took a minute.
We lost that one too.
It took a minute. It was late in the game when, it was like with 5 minutes left. And their interception, punt, and then they try to lateral whatever and was just awful. All right, Jake,
Joe Flacco. He's back. He's still there. He's still fluking around.
Back. All right, Jake, let's get to it. Let's get to the reason why we're here.
Oh, is this why we're here?
The reason why we're here, Jake. Jerry's birthday was yesterday, Jake. Did you know that? I didn't know about this going into the game until I saw it on Twitter.
He had a whole interview he did with Fox Sports.
Of course.
And went out of his way to go, it's my birthday today. And they Rowdy, the mascot, brought out a cake for him and everything. And he said he's making a joke that, I didn't understand. I don't know if them at the studio understood. Maybe they were just laughing just to laugh because it's TV.
I mean, he's almost 80. I don't know.
He's 82.
82. So that man's mind is somewhere else.
We have the oldest GM in the league. Did you know that?
Oh wow.
The oldest.
Yeah, because he does call himself. Yeah, he does.
80-year-old general manager.
Tell me. Talk to me about this game.
Well, okay.
I fell asleep. Well, I took a nap in the middle of the day and I wake up and I said I'm watching Red Zone. I have Red Zone on, and I wake up and I'm like 34-6. I'm like, what happened?
Look, so I'm a little annoyed. You know, I gotta, as I do every week, I gotta take the football media to task for how they're talking about this game, because you and I both picked the Lions to go to the Super Bowl. They were our Super Bowl pick. I think. You know, I know the Vikings got a claim right now, and that the Lions and the Vikings are playing this week, so super excited to see that. But, like, I think the Lions, outside of the Chiefs, are the best team in the league. I think the Lions are by far the most complete team in the league, even like compared to the Chiefs.
Real quick, and they did lose. The biggest story out of this game was losing Aiden Hutchinson.
Yes.
If you want to go look at the injury.
Viewer discretion.
Be my guess, but viewer discretion, because I saw the video. Whew, man, dude, that was
so. I'll say this:
he's out for season.
Is he out for season? Have they declared that?
Dude,
but it's not. If it was his knee,
well, it was his femur.
If it's a broken bone. I mean, bones heal. Like, he had surgery immediately after it happened. Bones heal quick. Like, bones heal 8 weeks.
Well, the way it looked, bro, I thought he was done.
He might be. They might say he's out for season. We're not bringing him back this year. Like, they might very well do. They might have already done that. I just didn't see. But the way I was thinking about it,
I don't think I've seen anything.
The way I was thinking about it, if the Lions can secure the number 1 seed, which is very possible,
they say they're not counting them out.
Their first playoff game, if they get the number 1 seed, is not for 14 more weeks. So that's 8 weeks to heal up with the best rehab, the best medicine, and he's a young guy, so he'll heal quicker.
True.
You heal up in 8 weeks. That gives you 6 weeks, a month and a half to get strength back in. And again, I'm not saying he's full go, divisional round, let's get it. You know, but I mean, we saw Mark Andrews break his leg in the middle of the year and come back in the playoffs for the Ravens. Like, I'm not saying he'll be fully healthy. But I'm not ruling out, based just on how much time he has to get healthy, that he's going to be out for season. Now, maybe he will be. I don't know. But, like, I'm really rooting for him to come back. Not only just for his sake, but for the Lions too. I mean, he's such an integral piece to what they're trying to do. But as far as the game goes, it just gets on my nerves, because it really does feel to me that we just love to talk about the Cowboys. Cannot talk. We just cannot.
Good, bad, mediocre, and it doesn't matter.
And it gets on my nerves because, and I'm not saying the Lions are the '85 Bears, but back in 1985, when the Bears were doing what the Bears were doing, destroying every team they played the Cowboys in 1985, and I'm looking up the score. I think it was 40.
Was that the only game they lost that game?
No, they beat the Cowboys. They beat the Cowboys 44-0 in that game in Texas Stadium, and that was a pivotal moment. They were 11-0 at that point. The Cowboys were 7-4 at that game. Like, so the Cowboys were a good team, and the Bears went in there and beat them 44-0. And Mike Ditka had played for the Cowboys as a tight end. He coached under Tom Landry. They met at midfield after that game, and it was just quiet. And Tom Landry just goes up to him and goes, You got a pretty good team. You've done a good job." And Mike Ditka's just like, "Thanks, coach. I appreciate that." Like, I mean, that to me was what this game was. This was not, man, the Cowboys got embarrassed. How sad for them. This was, the Lions are good. Like, they are so good, they're just showing off. I mean, they do everything well. Their offensive line is top tier, maybe the best in the league. Their run game is amazing. They have great weapons. They can smash mouth, just play you physical, run the ball down your throat, beat you up, or they can also just get creative and do all these crazy zany things, give the ball to linemen, and do these trick plays. And Amon-Ra St. Brown.
They were in there. They were in their bag. They wanted to. They were pissed. I told you they were gonna be pissed.
Dude,
off.
I knew it. I knew they would be. And Jamison Williams, can catch long passes, and then defensively, they have this great defensive line.
He couldn't catch. Remember when we said he was a bust?
He had a couple drops. Did he? He had like one, and then he came back and caught it the very next play. But
yeah, like it happens. Yeah.
And then defensively, your defensive line is great. You have great pass rush. Your linebackers are solid, so you're great at stopping the run too. Your secondary, Teron Arnold's coming together. Brian Branch is still one of the best safeties in the league. You signed the guy from Tampa Bay last year. I mean, he's
Carlton Davis.
Yeah, Carlton Davis. Like they're set. I mean,
he's solid.
He's a solid second or third corner. Like they have such a complete team. And losing Aiden Hutchinson sucks. What would be interesting is I really do hope that they decide to make a move at the trade deadline. Go get a Trayvon Walker.
You probably should. Like, hey, where can we get a bit better here and there?
But then if they do that, would you trade a second rounder all day long for that? Like, okay, go ahead, give me a second, because this is their window.
If you feel like this is your chance, you better go all in, baby.
And if by the grace of God, Aiden Hutchinson comes back this year in the playoffs, I mean, how much better is that going to be for their team? I mean, just like the Lions are so good, and like I understand it's fun to talk about the Cowboys getting blown out, but I'm so annoyed that that's the story. Like the story, and it's the same thing with the 49ers last year. Like when the 49ers blew out the Cowboys, and everybody just wants to talk about the Cowboys, and it's like, guys, did you not see what this football team just did to this other team full of grown-ass professional athletes?
Right? Like you get paid the same as...
Like that, the Cowboys getting blown out is not the story here. Yeah, the Cowboys get blown out, that's funny, haha. The Cowboys aren't a good team. Like, they're not that good of a team. This team, like, it's just, I don't know. The Lions are really good. And I just want to give them their credit because I feel like people aren't talking about that. Colin Cowherd said something funny. He's like, the Lions are what the Cowboys want to be. And it's so true.
Yeah.
As for the Cowboys, I'll talk about the Cowboys real quick and I'll get off it.
No, you good, man.
I mean, they're embarrassing. They're a bad team.
0-3 at home after what was it, 16?
Pretty much 3 blowouts.
Because the Saints.
And if it's 0-4 if you count the Packers game last playoffs.
So, yeah, after being what did they finish? 16-0 at the end of the regular season before the Packers game.
They had won either 15 or 16 straight because they lost in week 1 of the 22 season and then won however many home games they had, 7 or 8 for the rest of the year. And then last year they were like 8-0. So
yeah. So yeah, how does that? Does that really? Do you care about that or like?
I mean,
0-3 at home is crazy. I think
it's
not one win.
I mean, what's crazy too is they've been so bad on the road these past several years. They're 3-0 on the road. I mean, they're 3-0 against like going into Cleveland week 1. I know Cleveland's not a good team, but like week 1 when everybody's healthy, that Browns defense is good. That's a tough place to play. Like they blew that team out, beat the Steelers in a gritty game, and I mean, I know people won't give it credit. The Giants look better than I think a lot of people thought. They went on the road on a short week and beat a division rival in the Giants, like in one of the worst games ever played, but nevertheless, like, I mean, that's 3 not terrible wins on the road. I don't know. I remember there was a period of time where we weren't good at home and we were really good on the road, and then I mean, it just happens. Like the ebbs and flows of football. Yeah. I don't know why it happens that way. I don't think AT&T Stadium by itself gives like a great home field advantage. Like you look at Arrowhead or Seattle, where it's just like there's something about the crowd and the energy. It's just harder to play there. AT&T Stadium doesn't have that. Pete Carroll, the Seahawks were going to play in Dallas once, and they were talking to Pete Carroll, how do you get ready to play in AT&T Stadium? And he's like, well, it's like playing football in a nightclub. Like, and it is like you got the cars randomly there. Like there's cheerleaders dancing at the end zones. Like it's a bizarre place to play on paper.
I will say one thing I did notice because I've always heard this is not to do with anything about the Cowboys and stuff, but
I've always heard the argument that college football has better
Atmospheres.
atmosphere
100%. I
than
agree with
NFL games, and I kind of saw that with the Texas OU game. Like you kind of, even though I wasn't in the stadium, there was Texas and OU people all around me. Dude, I saw so many. It was, mind you, it was hot on Saturday, like 90 something degrees. Uh, mother guys in like long sleeve, longhorn, orange shirt, long sleeve button ups and stuff, and pants and boots. One guy had a leather jacket on and pants and boots, and I'm like, what is happening right now?
Psychopath.
Meanwhile, I'm over here and I got a white shirt, a white North Texas shirt on, and in shorts because I was like, it's gonna be hot, and I'm sweating. I'm sweating so badly, bro. And I'm just like, I just can't. I'm just like, I was just dumbfounded. Like, I just saw that. So,
y'all crazy.
Yeah, like, I don't think AT&T Stadium does give off that, like, hey,
no,
you're coming here. You're gonna be in for a dogfight here. It doesn't give off that vibe. So,
and the Cowboys aren't that kind of team. Like, they're. I hate to use the term because it's got that negative connotation, but they're a bit of a finesse team. They're gonna try to get a lead on you and pin their ears back and make you one dimensional and have their linebackers fly around and just make you look silly.
It's hard. They're not doing that this year.
I was texting my dad like they literally. I don't think they do anything well. I think they pass the ball average.
Yeah, they don't run the ball well.
No, well, I mean, I made a list. I was texting my dad, and I was making a list. I was like, they don't run the ball well. Their O-line's inconsistent. If you want to be kind, they can't stop the run. Their pass rush does not work anymore. They can't stop the pass. Their situational coaching is questionable. I said the only two things they do well, in theory, are pass the ball to CeeDee Lamb, which they're not even doing that well right now, and kick 60-yard field goals. Because for some reason they got the best kicker in the league.
He's one of them.
That's it. That's what the Cowboys are. And, they're not good. It is what it is. I knew they wouldn't be good going into this year. We both were pretty much on the same page about that. I think where we were both, I had the Commanders going 9-8, and I think even that is like, I felt crazy saying that, and now it's like, man, 9-8, you're a hater. It's like you ain't give them enough credit. So, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Giants, I think the Eagles and the Cowboys are better than the Giants, but none of them are doing anything. They're all probably going to miss the playoffs. And the Commanders, if they stay healthy, are going to win this division with 11 wins, and good for them. They've earned it. They're clear. They've been the best team this year so far in this division. So,
yeah. 2 more games left. Anything about? Honestly, I really have nothing much to say about these last 2 games. Falcons took care of business against the Panthers. Nothing really much to say there. You got anything for that one, Jake?
You had, as far as bets go, your bet of the week was the Falcons -6.
I was nervous about it.
Well, because all of the trends, all of the professionals, everything's like, well, you got to bet the Panthers +6, and it's like, but man, can you do it? Can you bring yourself to bet the Panthers +6? And you did. You didn't fall for it. You're like, nah, I don't buy it. And sure enough, the Panthers lost.
I wouldn't say I didn't buy it. I was just like, I feel like the Falcons should win this game just because they're just clearly better. But I thought maybe division,
you would think that.
Kirk Cousins just threw the 500 yards on a Thursday. Now they're turning around and playing on a Sunday. So on the road. So you could, I was nervous. That wasn't for sure. I was just like, I think the Falcons could get out of here with a touchdown, basically. But no, they did it in 3 possessions. So good on them. And they're 4-2, right in the thick of the NFC South. So they got a shot. And then that Sunday night game, that was the most boringest game. I barely paid attention to this.
Yeah, I was watching Netflix with my wife, and I had it on my phone, and I mean I was kind of watching it in secret, not in secret, but like I was kind of like
Playoffs
trying to do two
aside,
things at once. I was like what's going on here? I mean 7-0 at halftime.
I don't
The
know.
one touchdown they had in the first half,
Was
the
a
Bengals,
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow ran like for 53 yards or something.
Yeah.
That was wild. That was crazy to see. But no, I mean, I had to pay attention because the Bengals, in my 5 bets of the week, the Bengals minus 3.5 was one of my 5 bets. And boy, did it look like
They
for a
covered.
minute they were not going to cover. And they had that long touchdown run at the fourth to seal it 17-7. And the Giants get a BS field goal to try to play the onside kick game, which they missed. They were like, all right, we got to kick a field goal real quick, and they missed the field goal. Like, very sad. So yeah, the Giants like.
One positive thing I do want to say about the Giants. I like their defense.
Oh yeah, their defense is pretty solid.
I like their defense, man. That's crazy. We've been saying it's like the Cowboys. The Cowboys were like, yeah, their defense is okay, but they can't stop the run and all that stuff. But the Giants, I feel like, have had a good defense for years now. They just haven't had the offense to back them up.
Yeah, no, it's
because
very true.
what was it? This was the number. I don't know what the Bengals' offense was, but I mean It was one of the highest scoring offenses in the league at this point. And Joe Burrow is like an MVP candidate, except for his record. And they held him to 17 points. I mean, like you said, it was 7-0 at half, and the only one was like a defensive miscue on the QB on a QB option play, and Joe Burrow capped it. So
yeah, I think this is like. I just refuse to buy into the Giants. Like, they beat the Seahawks last week, and I'll give them credit. They beat that team convincingly. Like, the score was not a good indicator of actually how much of an ass whooping that game was. And everybody's like, oh, the Giants, are they actually good? And I'm just like, I hate to say it because it just sounds so played out and it sounds so obvious. But people forget, and they make it seem like it's. I refuse to believe in this team because Daniel Jones is their quarterback. Like, that's all you need to say. Daniel Jones is not it. He's been in this league since 2019. I mean, he's in what, year 5 or 6 now? He ain't him. He's not, like, if you're going into this game against the Bengals, who have one of the best offenses in the league and one of the worst defenses in the league, you're at home, and somebody walks into that locker room before the game and says, all right, your defense is going to hold the Bengals to 17 points. You're sitting here going, are we going to win this game by 2 possessions? Like, all we got to do is just not fuck up, and we're going to win this game going away. And they put up 7 points against one of the worst defenses in the league at home.
I get it. You didn't have Malik Neighbors, but like you had a great game last week without him. Like, why can't? And this Tyrone Tracy kid, he's pretty solid.
Yeah,
5th round pick. I think he's pretty solid. Not gonna lie. He got big shoes to fill with Saquon, but he's running the ball fairly well. Daniel Jones been running the ball okay, but yeah, man,
you're limited. You're playing with a water pistol on offense when you have Daniel Jones, and it's just like there's a reason they tried to move off of him and draft Drake May this offseason. There's a reason they tried to, because they knew they couldn't do it, and then when it all failed, they said, all right, we'll just try to surround him with as much talent as possible and hope we get to keep our jobs after this year, because that's really the mode that you're in at that point. And this is who Daniel Jones is. Like, and I know I do not know why people are so gung-ho about Daniel Jones being good. I don't know why people refuse to move off of Daniel Jones.
Who is gung-ho about
Dude, so John Gruden loves him. Greg Jennings loves him. You go read the internet. Like, people are just like, all these football people, all these NFL fans, they're just like, oh, man, Daniel Jones, he showed me something. Right. And it's just like, guys.
It's just crazy because Greg Jennings, you played for the Packers. Would you trade Jordan Love for Daniel Jones right now?
It's just, it's just a joke. It's just like I don't get it. Yeah, so sorry for the Giants. Sorry you're stuck with that guy as your quarterback.
Just for this year.
Y'all lost a very
I think
winnable game against the Bengals.
I think this is it. After this,
This has to be it. This has to be it.
Because I think this is like his. Was it? Is he his second year in his deal or whatever?
I think he's got one more year after this.
I think you can probably cut him. You just take that loss or whatever.
But I mean, you have
maybe
if you're
you
gonna
maybe
cut
keep
him,
it on the roster.
You really got to make sure you have a backup plan at quarterback. Like,
I don't think you cut him. I think you do your research on these upcoming quarterbacks. Like I said, I think Travis Hunter is probably going to be the first overall pick. And so
some good offensive linemen in this draft.
We'll be going probably to the Jags. I think he'll probably go into the Jags. But I mean, that leaves Shedeur Sanders. The other quarterbacks, Cam Ward from Miami. I think he could be. I think he could be the sleeper because I think I'm not sold on Shedeur. I'm not sold on him, but Cam Ward. I think
Shedeur Sanders,
Quinn Ewers.
That's actually CBS Sports has him projected to go to the Giants right now, which is hilarious. I don't think Quinn Ewers is going to be a top.
I don't like that pick either. I don't either.
That'd be funny if they drafted him. Garrett Nussmeier. These are getting into players I'm not familiar with, but I digress.
Come on, Bills, pick it up, please.
All right,
You're costing my perfect week.
We're done. I forgot we were done. All right, so we're watching the Monday night game, so we'll talk about that. I guess really quick before we get out of here, want to go over where my bets stand as of right now.
Oh, yeah.
So right now we had 5 games. Oh, Bills just scored. I am 2-1-1. I had a push. So I have the Jets.
What's your first
push of the year? First push of
the year. Okay.
Yeah, I have the Jets as my 5th game. Plus 2.5. So if the Jets cover, I'll be 3-1-1 this week. If not, I'll be 2-2-1. But that means we'll have a 6th game to make up for the push this week. Really quick.
You got any ones you're looking at right now?
Yeah, I think I've already got my one set.
Oh,
yeah. I have to do more research and kind of hear where some of the homies I listen to are on it. But I'm really. There are some games here.
Oh, we're back to 2 Monday nights games next week.
Yeah. I'm looking it up.
Oh, you're on a bye, so that's good.
Yeah, man. Then we play the Niners in San Francisco coming off the bye. Yeah, that's fun. All right. Some ones I like now.
Chiefs 49ers.
So
that's a good game.
Patriots plus 5.5 against the Jaguars.
Patriots plus. Oh yeah, the London game.
I don't know if the Jaguars
London game
5. See, that might be why I stay away.
Patriots getting 5 or Jack. Damn. All right.
I might stay away from it. I like the Titans plus 8.5 against the Bills.
8.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they'll win, but like, come on, man. Bills are on a short week. They're playing a division rival in the Jets right now, and then they're gonna go turn around and play the Titans. Like, plus 8.5, not bad.
Well, Levis will give it up. He'll give up.
I don't care. As long as he don't lose by more than 8.5, I don't care. Browns plus 5 against the Bengals at home.
I do like that. Bengals.
How am I not gonna bet that one?
I do like that. I could see the Browns playing spoiler. I could see it.
I'm leaning Packers at home minus 2.5.
Ooh, that's a good game.
Yeah, that's a really good game.
I might have my eye on that one because I'm not very confident in Dolphins Colts.
Yeah, I'm not betting the Dolphins Colts. Lions Vikings. No idea what side I want to be on with the Lions Vikings. I might end up on the Vikings, but I don't know.
We got Lions Vikings.
And we got the Chiefs Niners.
Yeah, we got Chiefs. Okay, we got some quality games.
Giants Eagles. How am I not taking the Giants plus 3.5 there?
Oh.
How am I not taking the Giants plus 3.5?
I think the Giants usually do play the Eagles close. I like that one. The
Eagles don't blow anybody out. The Giants division rivalry at home.
They are 0-3 at home, but yeah, look into that one.
I need to not lose by more than a field goal. Like,
true.
So I love that. Like that's. I like the Rams minus 5.5 against the Raiders.
They're playing the Raiders.
At
Okay.
home, like I know it's like 5.5. That's a lot. It's like I think they'll handle the Raiders pretty well.
Yeah, I don't think the Raiders are a good team.
I will not be. I'll stay away from the Panthers. Not betting that one.
Well, you don't do the Commanders. 7.5.
I mean, they should blow out the Panthers.
They should blow.
I'm not gonna bet it. It's too much. And then Chiefs Niners.
You wait.
You know what side I'm on that one.
You wake
what
up.
Side I'm on that one. I'm a simple man, Christian.
You wake up.
I wake up. I kiss my wife good morning. I walk my dog twice a day. I work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I bet the Chiefs at a field goal or less. That's
they
what
keep
I
doing.
do.
Why does Vegas keep doing this?
I mean, it's because people.
Andy Reid off the bye too.
Andy Reid off the bye. Niners are coming off extended rest. They play on Thursday, but I mean, still I
can already see how the game's gonna go. I already know how this game's gonna go. Like, the Chiefs are going to get the ball first or whatever.
Nothing.
They're going to go down and score. They might score on the first, the second. They'll score within the first 3 drives. And then it's going to be dog shit for, from that point until, middle of the third quarter. Then they're going to put some drives together here and there. It's going to be a one-possession game. Patty's going to get the ball. And he's going to drive it down, and they're going to win. This is how it's going to go. That's just what's going to happen.
Well, but the thing, too, about it is, this is where I think people just overthink it because
Brock Purdy might have an interception.
They're like, well, this is the spot to bet the Niners or for whatever reason, right? And they'll, convince themselves that you have to bet the Niners. It's like, guys, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs at a field goal or less as a favorite or as an underdog, which is an underdog in this case, they're 80%. You don't have to hit it every time. You don't have to hit it every time.
But most of the time you will.
It's so overwhelming you're going to hit it. All playoffs, the entire playoff run last year, all the pros kept telling me, you got to bet against the Chiefs. And I'm just why? I went 70% in the playoffs last year. 4 of those games were the Chiefs. You just keep betting them because they kept laying points. And I'm just like, yeah, I'll take the Chiefs getting points because I know 80% of the time it's going to work out. And if it doesn't work out this week, okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. I've hit it the past 6 times I've bet it.
What's the one more thing you can go? I think Nick Wright was talking about it on First Things First. Was it those road underdogs are 16? I don't know. It's more than that now. But it was 16.
The stat you're thinking of are underdogs getting 6 points or more this year.
That's crazy.
After this past week, they're 17-3 or 4 or something like that against the spread. The first couple weeks of the year, they were they had a winning record straight up. They were straight up winning the games. They weren't just covering; they were winning the games.
Oh, the record is they're just covering now.
Yeah, they haven't won in a couple weeks straight up, but they're still covering usually. You're
still winning money.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, Chiefs plus 1.5 is easy money, and
that's crazy.
I really want to bet the Bucks plus 3.5 against the Ravens at home, but.
Ooh, that's a good game.
I just don't trust the Ravens, Lamar, what he does to NFC teams. I'll probably stay away from that game. There's plenty of other games I like. I mean, just talking here, I 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, there's 4 games I love, and there's 2 or 3 others that I'm pretty good. I like those. Yeah. So, yeah.
Those sounded really solid.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it on Wednesday when I get some more research done. I'll listen to where the pros are kind of putting their money and base it on that. But that's what I got.
All right,
go Jets! I know you're rooting for the Bills. I'm rooting for the Jets, unfortunately.
I know, man. My perfect week is on the line. Is this how it feels? This is how the 72 Dolphins felt.
Dude, they had to, right? Just every week. I mean, they were blowing teams out, though. That was a great
Yeah.
team. That was an
Yeah.
all-time great team.
Or I guess the Patriots. Well, the Patriots blowing everybody out that year too.
And then they except that one game they played.
Except
Except
the
that
one, the most important one.
Dang, that's tough. Man, that must. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks for rocking with us. We love
appreciate y'all.
We'll be back Wednesday to, Christian will give his vibe rankings. I'll give my final best bets, or I guess penciled in best bets, and we'll make our week 7 predictions. We're already in week 7.
Yeah.
Wow, it's flying by. Already in the middle of the season.
Oh yeah, almost through October, and then about a month, it'll be Thanksgiving.
For sure, and that's a different season. You get to Thanksgiving, it's a totally different season. So
it really changes there.
All right, everybody. Well, take it easy. We love you. I hope your favorite team did well this week. Yeah,
I didn't have to watch the Dolphins play today or this Sunday,
lucky.
so that was
lucky.
great.
You got off the hook. So, all right, bet y'all take it easy.
Keep it sleazy. At least now, Wednesday will be a lot shorter. Yeah.